Hi people, hello, welcome to my live. Welcome to my live, guys. How you all doing? So it's quite late, but I have to do this video because I've been answering a lot of questions recently from you all. First of all, I want to say thank you for those that have subscribed to my channel, for those that are following me, and for all your questions about Japan. I am very much willing to assist you guys with the best of information that you want to know about coming to Japan, living in Japan, and everything about Japan. Okay, so I'm willing to support you. Let me know when you join this video and where you're watching me from. I don't know those that have been asking me questions, if they can actually come now to ask their questions. I'll be very much happy. Sierra Bella Mia, hello, thank you so much, my friend. How are you? How are you doing? Tutto bene. Okay. It's been a long time. It's been long. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing fine. Casamira Conti di Bella. Yeah, it's been long. How is everything? How is everything? Thank you so much for joining. Let me know on the comment section who is watching me and where you're watching me from. While I wait for others to join, please go ahead and share, invite people, let them come and join so we can talk about life in Japan. So we can talk about life in Japan, okay? Hello doll, how are you? Let me know where you're watching me from, please. Let me know where you're watching from. Thailand, okay. Okay, so you can ask me your questions here. I'll try to answer them by the grace of God. I look so tired. It is midnight already here, and I have to sleep early a little bit so I can wake up early to prepare my kids for school. But I have to do this video because the questions are just too many. I don't know why Where are all the people asking me questions? I don't know if they can come here so I can answer them one-on-one. That would be much better. Before the work permit, can I work? Okay, so before the work permit, you can actually get some part-times, but this is not going to be legal, right? Like if you are being caught, you'll be in trouble. So but you can do some under table works, yeah, something like that. It is going to be private, and you don't expect to be paid more. Now for those that are seeking asylum in Japan, let me just say this straight. For anyone interested in seeking asylum in Japan, women have some kind of preference, or let me say women are more favored than men because they have organizations that take care of women. There are organizations that take care of women. Sorry if I'm looking the way I'm looking, you guys just bear with me. So we have like the Japanese Association for Refugees, and then you have the Japanese Association Refugee Headquarters also. So these two organizations, they mostly assist women because they feel like the man can sleep anywhere, but very few men they will assist. But in past years, many people that come to Japan, or Africans that come to Japan, they no longer go there to seek assistance because most of them that come here, they either have families, they have friends that will accommodate them, they have people that can take care of them. So what is the essence of going there? Because once you go there, they will interview you. It can take like a month before they can start assisting you, and they'll be like, they'll check on you, like they'll just monitor your whole life. You will not be free. Each time you go to the immigration, they will ask you where you were, and sometimes they'll even come right up to your apartment, right up to the house. They'll provide for you to stay. So all this has made a lot of people no longer want to seek assistance from those people, because once you seek assistance from them, you do not expect to do any part-time job, or you cannot do any other type of a job, mind you, because if you are caught, it is either you'll be deported or you can go to prison. So it is so risky. But then these people actually help. They can give you an accommodation to live in. They can be supporting you financially, monthly, to take care of yourself. They'll just give you what is just enough for you to care for yourself. They'll not give you more than what they like, more than like what you think might be more, that you can save some or use some for some other things. No, they'll just give you what you need at that moment. So I hope I have answered that question. Any other question, please? So while you go in for asylum, bear in mind that it takes 8 months to 1 year. It takes 8 months to a year for you to get your work permit. The work permit duration is 6 months renewable, meaning that once you get your work permit, after 6 months you have to go and apply for extension. And once you apply for extension, they'll give you another work permit. You keep working, paying your taxes, taking care of yourself. So you can use this document for like 5 years, depending on who is handling your case at the immigration. As well as if you have a bachelor's degree, you can be so fortunate, very fortunate, to find a job that you'll be able to switch your visa. So that is the only way you can switch your visa. And it is not 100% guaranteed that the immigration will grant you asylum status for you to become a permanent resident here, or for you to live in Japan forever. So whoever is handling your case at the immigration might let you stay for longer, maybe 8 years, maybe 7 years, just renew your 6 month visa and you're working. But for some other people's cases, you can stay just for 2 months, for 2 years, and they'll call you up for interviews. You can also stay for 3 years, they'll call you up for interviews, as well as you can stay for just 1 year something, and you'll be called up for interview. And mind you, those that are coming to Japan now to seek for asylum, you have to go for an interview first, unlike before where you just have to fill out a form. Now you need to back it up. You need to back up your claims a whole lot. Otherwise, you need to reapply. They will refuse you the asylum. They will refuse accepting you to seek asylum. You need to reapply. Or they'll ask you to go back to your country, or they'll ask you to bring a guarantor or something. So it is getting quite difficult right now, but that doesn't mean that people don't seek asylum. People do. They do go in for asylum. So it depends on the officer that will handle your case at the immigration. He will determine how long you will stay. So that is how it works in Japan. That is how it works in Japan. Any other question? I'm waiting, please. Once I'm done answering some of these questions, I'll just go to bed because I'm really tired. The reason why I'm doing this video is because a lot of people are asking me one and the same question. I think I should just respond to some of the questions on my comment section. Can I get shared accommodation? Sure, you are from Kenya and there are so many Kenyans here. You can meet your Kenyan sister that will be willing to accommodate you for a while you get your accommodation. But in Japan, people don't like sharing accommodation. Like, everybody wants to be independent. It's really difficult to get someone that you say, I'm living with my friend, or we are sharing, or no. It's really difficult because everyone wants their privacy. But what if you just came and you need someone to share accommodation with? You should be able to also provide. Either you're paying part of the rent, or you are supporting in paying the bills and the food, because the rent is kind of expensive as well, and bills as well. How does one get address for immigration? Okay, now you want to go in for asylum. This is where the problem is. For you to get an address, this is where you need to go for the application at the sites I said earlier, the organizations that assist people. Most of these organizations, or one of them, might probably give you their address, as well as they might not give you their address. But in Japan, it is also, for you to find someone that will just give you, you just came and the person just says, let me give you my address to go to the immigration to seek asylum. It means that if you get into any trouble, or if you commit any crime, that person will be held responsible. The person will be held responsible. So it's very difficult for people to just give their address. It's easy for them to give it to family members and friends they know, unlike just some person they don't know that you just met, you know. So in most cases, there are ladies that do come here because of one thing or the other. They will run into men that wants to be with them, either for relationship, and those men will have to give them their address to you simply because they want to have them in their house. So most cases, some ladies also fall in those traps. While some ladies are fortunate that they'll get into some churches and they'll use the church's address here. While others, they have friends, some have families. That is just how it is. So getting an address to go to the immigration is quite difficult. I'm not going to lie about that. Unless you have someone that really trusts you, that can give you their address for you to go. Before, it was easy because this organization, they used to give people address. Where you go there, they'll tell you, okay, you can use our address at the immigration. But now, it is also difficult for them to give. Like, they don't want to give. They believe that most people that come in already have people here, or they have friends here they're communicating with. And mind you, once you give your address to someone, like I said before, if anything happens, or if that person gets involved, like for instance, I give my address to someone and the person takes it to the immigration and seek asylum there, and that person starts engaging in illegal job and is caught, I will also go down for it. Yeah, I will also go down for it, not just the person. Because, and there's just no way I'm going to justify that at immigration that I don't know this person. Because me giving you my address, you go to the immigration, they will ask you, how did you get this person's address? How did you meet this person? Who is this person to you? And they will call me, who is this lady? How did you meet her? You get a point. So all of this now makes it difficult for people to actually just give their address. It doesn't mean that it's difficult for someone to just give you their address, but just because of the fear that the person might be involved, or the person might get themselves into some kind of trouble that might also implicate you. So nobody wants to get a bad record, right? No one wants to be held responsible for another person's problems, or you don't want to have a bad police record here in this country. So that's another thing. I hope I have answered that question. Okay, someone was asking me a question here that applying for refugee is impossible, 0.1%, and how long until you get Japanese citizenship or residency? So before, applying for refugee is not difficult. Before, you just go to the immigration, they give you a form, you fill it out. I'm coming to that place. Let me explain this. And then you'll be extended to a 1 month visa. After the extension of the 1 month visa, the next thing you are going to do is go back there for a 3 months. After a 3 months, you go back again for another 3 months. So just like that until you get your work permit. Now, once you get your work permit, you can start working. Like I said before, you can start working anywhere you want to work. Whoever is handling your case at the immigration will determine when you are coming for your final interview, and they will be calling you for interviews. They have pre-interview, they'll call you for pre-interviews, and when you go in for pre-interviews, they'll ask you questions, right? They'll ask you questions based on what you wrote on the day you were seeking asylum. They'll ask you questions on that for you to confirm to them that what you wrote is true and you can still remember. Mind you, whatever you're writing down should be what you can give it back to them, and maybe after 3 years. Don't forget about it. And the second interview, they will call you up for you to bring proofs of what you said. And if you're unable to bring proof, the third interview, they'll call you up. That's when they can tell you they are not going to, or your refugee application has been rejected. So it is either you go back to your country or you reapply. So this is how it works. But recently, Africans were not getting some kind of stay in Japan. But recently, the immigration policy has been changed, that they have started giving Africans 5 years of residence based on refugee status. They have started giving them 5 years residence renewable. So that is a big news for the African community. Unlike before, they will not give you anything, or they were not even giving, considering at all. Now, like for my country, I personally know people who have had those 5 years from the government. But before they could give those years, they could give refugee status or grant it to people from countries like Syria, Iran, Iraq, where they know there's always war, right? But for countries they don't know anything, they wouldn't grant anything there. Okay, so let me answer your question now. You said If I have a degree, I can get work visa. Yes, if you have a bachelor's degree, you can apply for a teaching job. That is the only way you can get a work visa. Now, switching your refugee status visa to work visa, it is either you get married to a Japanese, one, or you apply for a teaching job, two, or you get some job from a company, three. So in all this, you need a bachelor's degree to get it done. So if you have a work permit after, let's say, a year, you can use your bachelor's degree and start applying to companies that hire English assistant language teachers. I'm going to do a video on that, just that I have been so busy. How you can get a job and come to Japan without going through asylum process. I'm going to do that video, hopefully by the grace of God, by the end of this week. And I'm going to drop the link on how you can build your CV and how you can apply from wherever you are and come to Japan as a teacher on a work visa. You do not need to come to Japan to seek for asylum if you have a bachelor's degree and you already have experience working abroad. All you need to do is apply from wherever you are. They're going to do you a Skype interview, and if you make it, if they feel like they can hire you, they are going to process your certificate of eligibility and send it to you wherever you are. You go to their embassy and pick up your work visa, and then you come to Japan and start working. So that one is that's the most easiest way to get to Japan. That is if you have a bachelor's degree and a work experience wherever you are. It is very much easy. So I'm going to do a video, a detailed video on that, and explain that as well, and drop some websites that can really help you get a job and come to Japan. Otherwise, if you have a bachelor's degree and you come through asylum process, you need to wait for 1 year for you to start hustling your teaching job. Mind you, once you have a refugee visa, most teaching companies might likely not want to hire you, because it's the kind of visa some of them consider that, just a moment guys. It's a kind of visa some of them consider that it's difficult for immigration to change, or they make the visa makes you look down on you a lot. Yeah. I'm sorry, do Japanese marry black women? Very few Japanese men will not talk to black women, but there are so many foreigners here with Japanese women and Japanese men, so I cannot really tell you much about relationship with Japanese or whatever, because I'm not into that. But I know Japanese men are shy. They wouldn't even talk to women, and trust me, they are not romantic. So most of the people I have spoken with or I have seen that are into Japanese relationship, most of them are always complaining it's boring. So yeah, if you are very familiar dating African men or other nationalities, coming to Japan, you know that relationship here is hard to find. How about an African with a work visa? Yeah, you can actually meet an African with a work visa. Africans are Africans, right? Meeting an African with a work visa, for him to give you a visa is tough. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's tough. Once they have their visa and they are dating you, they feel like you are dating them because you are looking for that visa. You don't genuinely love them. Be it the woman or the man, it's the same thing. The mentality is there. So to just find an African man that has a visa that will just give you genuinely, most of them, let me say, most of them are married back home. And to some, they want to use it to make money. I cannot be explaining all that on my video, on a live video like this. So, but just know that meeting an African man is not even an 80% guarantee that you are dating him and he might give you a visa. Even if he has, he will not. That is the funniest thing. He will not. Yeah. Okay, someone asked me proof of relationship. How do I prove that? Will they need to see my itinerary? That is if someone is inviting you over with an invitation letter. Is different from you coming as a tourist. So like I said on the last video, there is a difference between a tourist and someone coming on invitation letter. So for instance, I can invite my sister over and I'm going to prove the relationship I have with her for the immigration to issue her a visa. Otherwise, she'll be denied. So in a means to prove that relationship, she needs to submit, or I need to submit, we both need to submit our birth certificate, copies of our birth certificate, for them to check the father's name and mother's name that it ties. So that is what I mean by proof of relationship with whoever is inviting you. As of now, friends cannot invite friends. Only family members can invite family members. So that's what I mean. I hope I've answered this person's questions. Any other question, please, so that I can round it up before it's 30 minutes and then I go to bed and have some rest. A lot of people asking me, if I seek asylum in Japan, will they give me a place to stay? No. Japan is not like Europe, where you go to the immigration and you go in for asylum, or you go there and start shouting and start crying. No one is going to take care of you. No one is going to assist you. You can only meet Africans at the immigration. You can only meet fellow Africans at the immigration. Believe me, any day you go to the immigration, you meet an African. You will definitely meet Africans, not just an African. You definitely meet someone from your country. And from there, that's how you create relationship. That's how you create friendship with them. But coming to say that the Japanese immigration, after you go into asylum, they'll tell you, we have a place. There's nothing like a camp in Japan that they ask people to go stay there. In Japan, they don't ask people to come and stay in a camp. It's different from Europe. It's completely different. So there's just no way you think that the government will tell you, we have a place for you to come stay. No, they wouldn't do that. Okay, so I hope I have answered the few questions I could answer for this evening. Thank you guys so much. I am so sorry that it is so bad for me to do videos. I don't know how I can best explain that, but I will try my best. I really do appreciate you all. Keep your questions coming and I'll be answering them on the comment section. See you guys some other time.